Oh no!
The World's End.
What do we do? Let's finish our drinks.
Hi, I'm Kat.
And I'm Jason.
And today we're reviewing The World's End. It was so good. We got to go to this amazing screening of it. If you guys feel like it, you can check out my vlog on it at CatChat.
What happened at that?
At that, we were hoping the whole cast would be there, but of course that didn't happen. But
I was doing research. I was like, let's see if they're on Twitter. Okay, he's in Montreal. He should be here. He should be here. And then we got there, and lo and behold, Edgar Wright was there. And who was the special guest?
Guillermo del Toro, director of Pan's Labyrinth and of Pacific Rim most recently. I got to tell him thank you for Pan's Labyrinth, and I got to ask Edgar Wright a question at the Q&A. Oh, so my hand up first. I got in there.
What is it?
So it is an action comedy sci-fi, which I think is an awesome combination. Just like Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, it is a movie that is both funny and action.
So what's the plot? Give us the plot.
So 5 friends reunite to do a pub crawl that they did 20 years ago. They never ended up finishing it before, but this time they're very set on finishing it. Simon Pegg especially is all gung-ho for finishing it because he wants to like relive his youth in a sense. But unknown to them, they suddenly end up being potentially mankind's only savior.
Everyone's probably wondering, is it as good as Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz? Does it fit in there for you?
I feel like I need to see it one more time, but I think it's just a tiny, like a 0.5 step down from those two. Those two were so amazing. Like, those were 10 out of 10s for me, right? And I feel like this was like 9.5 maybe.
I saw it we saw it a week ago now, and it's actually set in to me, and I think I probably can relate to this story a lot more than you, because he plays a character who is constantly reverting to his past. He always wants to relive his past. He's still dressed like a goth, like he was the king of the streets back in the day, and he had this gang that would follow him around. And they went on this epic idea, and I could relate to that, because Mike and I and a whole bunch of other friends that we had would always go to these like parties, or we would try to do something amazing, and it never like ever happened the way we wanted it to.
Never panned out.
You know what I mean? And to see his character go back to that, it just reminds me of that, exactly that. Not only is his character very well written in this, but this is probably the most emotional I've seen those characters get in one of their films.
100%.
Simon Pegg is borderline suicidal in this character, and it's weird to see him like that. Like, I'm used to, you know, the goofy...
He seems like happy-go-lucky, silly, or he's the tough guy kind of in Hot Fuzz.
Exactly, so it's a totally different character, and I'm really happy they went actually to that extreme of pushing him into that life. And another thing I really liked was, I can't give too much away here, but his character becomes what he needs to become, but it's not a typical film. It's not typical of what happens in one of these films. Like, I wish I could just say what happens, but
There's
I can't.
a bit more
He's like,
serious conversations that happen. There's still all that comedy. There's still all that action.
So let's talk about the acting. Simon Pegg in this, brilliant.
Yeah, Nick Frost also, like same kind of performance as the last one's great job. All the British talent in
Well,
this
wait
in
a
general.
minute. Nick Frost is amazing in this. I think he steals the show at some points.
Yeah.
It's one of those films like Body Snatchers. It's like one of those, you know, classic aliens have invaded but we don't know they're here types of
They've
films.
secretly been here for I don't know how long.
So yeah, we had zombies, then we had a cop action movie, and now we have the sci-fi film to finish off the trilogy. And I'm actually was very torn after I saw the film, and I think that was because I related way too much to his character, and I was like almost not depressed, but I think I could see a lot of people leaving depressed who are that character, and they'll realize it after they see the film. So I felt that the third act of this film was actually the weakest part of it.
Really?
I felt like as soon as we got into the action, there was a moment where the film changes, and that's when they realized that
King's
there,
Head?
yeah, we realized that there are aliens in this world that we're watching, and I was okay with the fact that this could have been just a drama, and I would have been okay with it if it just went all the way through and followed those characters.
Oh, just on the bar run.
Just
kind
on
of
the
thing.
bar run.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And that's I think that's what most people have a problem with. It feels like the alien thing here wasn't as well thought out as like zombies and the whole cop thing. So Kat, what do you give this out of 10?
I would have to give this a 9. I really, really, really liked it. I thought it was really entertaining. The action was great. The comedy, as always, fantastic. there were those serious notes, and I really liked that. The CGI, all the special effects were great. The soundtrack, oh my god, this soundtrack was so good. I guess the only reason for me that it loses points is it didn't seem to gel together as well. The genres didn't quite mesh up the way I wanted them to, and the way that they have in their past films. But if you can overlook that, it's an amazing film. I would definitely suggest it. Definitely go see it. It was wonderful. And Jay, what's your score?
I'm going to go crazy here. I at first when I left the theater, I was like, that was a 7.
I know, I remember, and I was like, what? It was a 7? Are you crazy?
Because, you know why? Because it truly affected me more than I have been affected by any of their films before. Not only that, it was like, I don't know, it was me basically on the screen, and I was like, I don't like this at first. But obviously I've had like a week and a half to sit back and think about the film itself and not just me. It's not me all the time, but it is because I'm very, very selfish. It fits right in the trilogy, so 9 out of 10 for me. Fits directly into the trilogy. Amazing characters are in this. Amazing special effects, by the way. We never even really mentioned that. The special effects, especially on the prosthetics of these aliens, like when they get knocked off or their heads get crushed. Amazing. Like, it's flawless. You never are taken out of the film. And the soundtrack is the best out of the 3. I don't think...
I would buy that soundtrack. Like, I can't believe I haven't bought it yet. I totally forgot until this moment, and I'm probably going to go home and get it.
And I also think that the Nick Frost, Simon Pegg storyline in this is the best out of the 3 films. Like, the way it develops. Because it goes from absolutely nothing. I could relate this to, like, Mike and I right now, actually. Like, I have a feeling in 10 years, Mike and I will get back together and be like...
Have a pina colada binge?
Yeah. And then sleep together again, like we did 10 years ago. So 9 out of 10 for me. Follow us on Twitter. What's your tweet thing? It's right here.
Mine is... Oh, it's right
there. And then wait. Here's mine now. It just pops up. See when I do that? Gone. There. 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 Now it's up. Right here. Follow us on Twitter.